The movie begins with a scene at an Italian convent, showing Sister Mary praying before she decides to wait for the Mother Superior to go to sleep so she can take her keys. Mary successfully reaches the gates and nearly manages to escape, but is caught by the other nuns at the convent, who then break her leg through the front gate. Mary later wakes up in a coffin, screaming for help in desperation. Sister Cecilia, a young nun, arrives in Italy and is greeted with a series of questions before being granted entry. Father Deacon Enzo then escorts her to a church located far from the city. Upon arrival, she meets Mother Superior along with Isabel, who interprets the mother's comment about Cecilia being a beautiful young lady. Isabel appears displeased by the remark. She proceeds to show Cecilia around the premises, emphasizing that the catacombs are off-limits. Isabel also instructs Cecilia to attend the ceremony at 17 Wall. After settle in, Cecilia is introduced to her roommate, Sister Gwen. Cecilia undergoes her vows ceremony officiated by Cardinal Franco Marola and Father Sal Tedeschi. During a small gathering, Cecilia engages in a conversation with Tedeschi regarding her miraculous survival after drowning in a frozen lake, where her heart ceased beating for 7 minutes. Tedeschi interprets this event as a divine indication that Cecilia has been chosen by God for a special purpose. Seeking solace, Cecilia excuses herself and proceeds to wash her face. While doing so, she hears the sound of someone crying from behind the wall. Curiosity leads Cecilia to discover a fellow member of the convent, dressed in robes and wearing a face mask. Alarmed, Cecilia attempts to call for assistance, but the Mother Superior intervenes, presenting a nail believed to be taken from the cross upon which Jesus was crucified. Overwhelmed, Cecilia collapses in the midst of the discussion with Mother Superior. During the night, Cecilia suddenly awakens to witness something peculiar, only to realize it was just a nightmare. However, she spots a man in her room, but upon turning on the light, he vanishes. The following day, Cecilia notices Sister Isabel giving her a disapproving look. While Cecilia is in the women's bath, she starts vomiting, and she has been taken to the church doctor. After being examined by medical staff and questioned by Marola and Tedeschi, they inquire about her past sexual activity, to which she said, "I have never seen no one." Following a thorough examination, it is revealed that Cecilia is miraculously pregnant through immaculate conception, as she has never been with a man. The next day, Cecilia is hailed as the chosen one, with the convent viewing her as the next Virgin Mary, despite her feeling overwhelmed by the responsibility. Now, Cecilia progresses into her second trimester. While resting in the pool, Sister Isabel tries to drown her out of jealousy, insisting that she should have been chosen instead. Cecilia is taken to the church doctor for a checkup, where she asks Father Sal Tedeschi if she can see an outside doctor, but he assures her that they have everything they need with Dr. Galo. When Cecilia mentions losing a tooth, it becomes apparent that they do not want her seeking outside medical help. Eventually, Isabel tragically jumps from the chapel roof and perishes. Cecilia's roommate and friend, Gwen, begins to openly question and criticize the events at the convent. It has been stated that we must ascertain the current situation. Sister Cecilia is pregnant without engaging in any sexual activity, and Isabel has tragically taken her own life, while others try to silence her. During the night, Cecilia is startled by the sound of screams and pleas for help. As she investigates, she stumbles upon Gwen, who is being restrained in a chair and has had her tongue removed as a punishment for her previous outburst. The following morning, Cecilia cries out in agony, attracting the attention of others who find her drenched in blood, as if she is experiencing severe complications with her pregnancy. Tedeschi accompanies Cecilia to the hospital, but Mother Supreme discovers a decapitated chicken beneath Cecilia's bed, with blood emanating from it. Alarmed by this, Mother Supreme contacts Tedeschi, who quickly unravels the situation, compelling Cecilia to flee. Unfortunately, she is apprehended and brought back to the church, where she is bound to a wheelchair. Tedeschi then leads Cecilia into their laboratory and reveals to her that their successful creation resides within her, that mean it's not a baby inside her. Cecilia discovered Father Deacon Enzo in the room, holding a burning crossbar. He had branded her feet to prevent her from escaping once more. The fetuses were unsuccessful experiments, and he believed that Cecilia's survival in the lake was a sign that she was destined for a special purpose. As Cecilia entered her third trimester, she realized that her child could be either the next Messiah or the Antichrist. During an ultrasound performed by the Mother Superior, Cecilia grabbed a crucifix and fatally struck her before fleeing. She then used her rosary to strangle Marola, but her water broke. Heading to Tedeschi's laboratory, she began to pour ethanol everywhere. Tedeschi tried to intervene, but Cecilia managed to escape as he attempted to strangle her. She injured one of his fingers, then set the ethanol ablaze with a lighter. The lab seemed to explode with Tedeschi trapped inside, but he managed to put out the fire and break down the door. Cecilia started to run. Cecilia embarks on her journey through the catacombs, eventually stumbling upon Gwen's lifeless body. Just as she nears an exit, a severely burned Tedeschi seizes her. He initiates a horrifying attempt to extract the baby from her abdomen, but Cecilia swiftly retrieves the concealed nail and thrusts it into his throat, ending Tedeschi's life. Escaping from the catacombs, she suddenly experiences excruciating pain and begins to scream, finally giving birth. She bites off the umbilical cord, only to discover that she has delivered something peculiar, a creature that emits an eerie growl and rasping noise, clearly indicating that it is not another Jesus. Determined, Cecilia picks up a sizable rock and lets out a scream before crushing the creature.